Well, hello legends, let me talk about a deck, but before I do, can we just appreciate the beauty of this ancient Cold War plane. I mean, I've always been a fan. Yeah, what a beautiful plane. But anyway, what I want to talk to you about is you guys really seem to enjoy this US air-powered deck that I made. And you know what? Quite a few people have been saying how much of a great deck it is. You're welcome. And it went down a treat. I did mention in that very same video, which, by the way, there'll be a link below somewhere, probably, if I remember to do it. Yeah, might have had a few pints. But anyway, what we want to do is talk about an even better, arguably, deck today that I've just been hammering Russia with absolute impunity. I mean, the thing is, when we're America, your absolute advantage is stealth, and obviously we've got quite a lot of stealth aircraft here, which I'll talk about in a bit. Sentinel, and obviously the very hard-hitting, heavy infantry, especially the likes of these guys. Literally, American infantry is very, very good. Pound for pound, it is, like money for money, dollar for dollar, it is better than Russian infantry, that's for sure. Now, this deck, I've been using it, I've been having a lovely time. I don't think I've lost with it, to be honest. And if I have lost with it, then I'll obviously blame my teammates. But it's got so much good going for it. Now, you got to bear in mind that this is more of a flanky deck, because actually, as you can see, there's no heavy armor. You've got heavy infantry that can actually hold a front line pretty solidly without without too many issues. But yeah, the thing is, the lack of armor does make it a little bit vulnerable, but there's absolutely nothing. Allow me to just quickly say a huge thank you to you guys supporting me on Patreon and on YouTube channel members, of course. I've made a new format. Thank you so much for your support. Otherwise, that this deck can't do. It actually makes up for it in many ways. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, usually I start with the Recon tab, but again, the focus of this is obviously the Special Forces and the Bookers. But what that really means is actually the fact that the Air Force tab, just like the previous deck, is fantastic, if not better than the previous deck. So, you know what, I'm going to start in reverse logical order and talk about some of the fine bits of American hoorah engineering. So yeah, we've already talked about how beautiful this is. I mean, look at the exhaust as well. I mean, very great details like this are very easy to ignore, but yeah, great stuff. Obviously, we've got the stuff here. This is just to throw some JSAMs into the party and to have a lot of good fun. You know what? It's also really good to use it like this. I mean, it will get shot down, but for 150 points, you might be able to drop this payload first, and it is a fantastic plane. Again, with the stealth, if you take on a really wide little mission, drop these guys. By the way, it's got a laser built in, which I didn't know that the real things did have that, because obviously that ruined the sort of stealth capabilities. Again, that's why they spent so much money on the F-35 just developing this little bit to still be stealth, not show up on radar. Just this tiny little thing caused it so many problems. But yeah, I don't know what this guy's equivalent is, unless he's got a laser right here. Nah, that's gonna be the radar or something in the nose. But anyway, really fantastic, very cheap option. I mean, I wouldn't go for the bigger bombs. Yeah, just go for this. It's fine, because you can fire and RTB immediately without risking losing this plane. So it is pretty cheap for what it delivers to the battlefield. Obviously, you get a nice refund when you RTB. So yeah, we've got literally all the stealth aircraft in the game apart from the F-35B, which is a bit, a bit pathetic anyway. But yeah, let's talk about some more of it in detail. I think, just like the last deck, I've got this set up in the Stormbreakers. It works so good, especially remember that you get the extra speed compared to the F-35, which means that you can go a bit deeper. Woof, if you know what I mean, boys. Yeah, go a bit deeper, going a bit faster, harder, spank the enemy backline stuff, spank the enemy rear, and RTB. Full afterburners, you get that good boost of speed. You get the Stormbreakers, again, 2 per target will kill it. You might want to go 3 just to make sure you actually, if you want to spread the bombs out slightly, because they're not that powerful, they're a bit weak. Basically, don't use them against anything other than light vehicles and maybe to finish off some infantry. Otherwise, these bombs are just a bit wank, to be honest. Yeah, if you want the big bombs, that's when you get your F-35. Obviously, more against front line sort of targets. So again, like a tank, an Armata breaking through. One of these bombs will kill the Armata. Just one. On its own, easy peasy. You might have to laser, and obviously there's a lot of snipers and other lazy units in here that I'll talk about in a moment, but yeah, lasers in this deck aren't an issue, and again, if you laze 2 targets, that's 2 solid, easy kills. RTB, low altitude, you probably aren't going to get shot down. I find that a lot with most of the American planes, even the ones that don't have stealth, they're unlikely to get shot down, but it just makes you bullying Russia that extra layer easy, as if it isn't easy or enough already. But yeah, with the F-35 and the 22 and the cruise missiles, yeah, you're just having a great day. But hey, how else can you supplement it? Mr. CJ. Mr. CJ's got 4 harms, aka seed missiles at 8 kilometers range. It's also got 2 missiles on it, which is pretty good for a seed aircraft. It basically means you can, again, continue to bully the Russian lines with absolute impunity. Do you remember how I said this is a flanky deck? Well, it is. And once you've been super successful on your flank, which, let's be honest, unless you're a terrible player, you will have no problem doing with this deck, you just switch over. Sorry, I'm saying, yeah, it's the pint, isn't it? It's the pint or 10 that I've had. But yeah, you just switch over to supporting your teammates in the middle with this lovely, lovely abundance of very beautiful, very amazing American engineering. That's probably a bit too close. Let's have a look at the pilot, shall we? Alright. Yeah, he looks confused. God, can he see me? Anyway, right, okay. The Viper, so yeah, J-Saws. Again, if you see a cluster of tanks, or actually, so yeah, obviously these kill tanks, they're laser guided as well. Again, we don't have an issue with lasers. Yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. 2 of these is going to kill basically any tank in the game. 4 of these is going to obliterate any tank in the game, but likely get you a few more targets as well. I actually quite like using this for, you know, when people are very, like support players especially, tend to be very good at moving their arty. So you just see the puff of it going boom, and then obviously they move it immediately afterwards, like things like tulpans, for example, which obviously fire 1 shot and move immediately. I like to use these to spread them out a bit and to hit a large area. So obviously you got to do a bit of guesswork, but again, 2 per target will annihilate it. So if you spread these out, you've got basically a higher chance of killing the backline enemy RT and enemy AA as well, because again, good players will move that. So you've got a better chance of killing it with the the cluster effect, because it's obviously spread out over a large area. Yeah, it's also useful if you don't exactly know where the enemy is. You're going to be doing good. Obviously, you do have to micro it a bit harder with the low altitude. Wait to the last minute to drop the bombs, and then drop them in RTB, etc. Like the stuff, obviously, get a bit of an easier run of it. But there we go. Now, you'll notice that I do not have an air superiority fighter in this deck, and that is because literally all of the planes have got AMRAAMs. Raptor has also a bit of a bonus with Sidewinders. Also, you got to think about if you want to just use this Raptor to kill a helicopter, which by the way it will do quite not comfortably, but yeah, if the Sidewinders actually connect and the gun does its job, then you're going to be fine. It is still, if you do want it in a cheap fighter setup, it's still pretty damn good. So 310 is the cheapest that you can get it, and by all means feel free to use it like that. I actually find these missiles, these long-range 9-kilometer missiles, quite disappointing. They don't really do it for me, and it obviously makes the plane super duper expensive. So I'm honestly really liking running it like this. So remember, the other setup was only 30 points cheaper. And yeah, you know what, this is absolute clutch. The Stormbreakers work so good. You get 8 of them. Hello? Yeah, whereas on the F-35B you only get 6, which is a bit pathetic. Yeah, we need the C. Right, what other planes? If you were to set up an air superiority fighter for whatever deluded reasons, because you don't think I know everything about Broken Arrow, and I don't, I'm only joking, this is your option, 215 points, but again, when all of them are going to bring in missiles anyway, do you really need this? I mean, yeah, there's an argument to be made, and I'm not going to hold it against you if you do bring this thing in. I just think that when you've got a seed patrol, so where is it? Here it is, with the missiles anyway, you're going to be alright. And again, American packs hit pretty damn well. So Russia doesn't, I mean, sorry, America doesn't struggle as much with Russian air superiority kind of problems. So you're much better saving your resources for doing more damage to enemy planes. Sorry, to bombing the enemy as opposed to worrying about their fighters, which again, you can easily take care of with this deck. Now, you can easily cut this thing out. You can also cut this thing out. The chasers, I'd argue, you don't urgently need them. You could at least cut a Raptor out and keep one of these. So yeah, obviously you've got 5 bombing aircraft and a cruise missile aircraft as well. That's a lot, and you can absolutely feel free to, you know, experiment with a bit of a B2. I actually really like it in this configuration. 2,000, that's a lot of bombs. That is a lot of bombs. It's just, and it's also, hey, carpet bombs are beautiful to watch. So yeah, that's always good. Yeah, this thing actually works really well. I actually really like it. You do need vision though these days, so they nerfed it so that you can't get beautiful, perfect vision, which is a shame, but yeah, it still works pretty damn good. Again, another beautiful bit of carpet bommetry, we'll call it, is this guy. I mean, firstly, one of the coolest Cold War planes ever. Well, yeah, that's a bit of a generous statement, but goddamn, it's still cool. Like 8 engines. I mean, I like planes. I'm not afraid to admit it. This is one super duper cool duck. Yeah, great option as well. I like my setup just because obviously you get the faster, niftier, more nimble planes, and obviously you get the stealth, especially on these two, which are basically the workhorses of the deck. Again, this guy, he's just that little bit of extra cruise missile spam, as if there wasn't enough of it in the game already. But hey, this is the only cruise missiles I use in the whole game. Like, honestly, I can show you all. Oh, what have I done? Discard. It was perfect. I don't want to ruin it. Yeah, you can see none of my decks use cruise missiles. It's literally just that one, unless you count the SU-30 cruise missiles, which they're not. Helicopters, right. Killer eggs. 2 Hellfires on it, because let's be real, that's all you're going to fire before you get shot down. Keep the guns. The gun's actually amazing, because, again, you keep it nice and cheap. So obviously if you put more Hellfires on it, it's starting to get a bit expensive for my liking. You can do this if you really want to, but the DAP is actually my helicopter these days. It works great because that 25% ECM is fantastic. Dual 30s are actually fantastic as well. They will rip apart helis very easily. And of course, it also has a really good bonus of having 8 men. So yeah, you can stick in a little cheeky little infantry squad in. Oh, by the way, I need to adjust that back. So let's put that as it was. These guns are really good. They will rip apart infantry, and I like that. I like that a lot. The DAP, like I said, is absolutely fit for purpose, and it can take in one of these guys into battle as well. So really, really good right there. Comanche, not the biggest fan of it. It's sort of more for, you guys know I like the back flanky stuff. It works good for that. It's a cheap 160 point thing that you can flank around the side and suicide, and yeah, if you lose it, then whatever. You can, by the way, fun fact, set it up with lots of stingers, right? And all these stingers fire much quicker, making it actually a pretty good anti-helicopter option, but it's very expensive, so I can't say I recommend it. The Osprey. Quick, rapid troop deployment. Especially helpful if you have lots of infantry, like I do in this deck. So, yeah, very, very good as well. Very, very good. I rate it a lot. Okay. What else have we got? So, I think we got to talk about the Sport tab. I'm going through this pretty quickly, so I hope you're keeping up. All the decks are in my Discord, so feel free to join it. Links in the description, download it. I'll put the folder file so you can just quickly drag and drop this into your game and enjoy obliterating Russia, because it just works so good. Right, pack 3. You have to upgrade it. The reason for that is because then it fires 2 missiles and it has 3 multi-targets. If you just upgrade it a little bit, you don't get the multi-targets, the 2 missiles per target, which is really, really important. This means you only need one of it, because it is going to absolutely take care of any seed that Russia has to throw at you. This will not struggle against it. Furthermore, if you're obviously firing at a plane, you need 2 missiles to hit. The terminal guided missiles are very good at hitting. You only need 2 missiles to actually hit, and yeah, this does a pretty good job of spitting them out pretty rapidly. It also helps that you've got a big magazine. So yeah, the big magazine of 12 missiles is yeah, pretty useful. It's actually quite rare that this will run dry in a game. Depends, obviously depends. Russia isn't that dependent on the Air Force, but it works really well. Styrker. Sorry, I'll get this out the way so you can appreciate this thing. I actually think potentially beneficial to upgrade it like this. I've been enjoying the double stinger pods, but it just lacks that anti-vehicle capability with the Hellfires bring you. So it's a tough one. I think I'll just keep it as it was for now. But yeah, honestly, this is great. You can rush this vehicle on its own in this setup, and it'll be absolutely fine. It'll be fine against helicopters. Sorry, not on its own, just two of these guys together. And it's going to be against vehicles, against infantry. It's not going to struggle. It's going to be absolutely fine. Don't send it on its own, by the way, because it doesn't have smoke. So you do need at least this guy to come with it just to provide the smoke, or like, you know, maybe this guy to do some damage against infantry long range. But yeah, don't send it on its own. But if you do, it is mostly going to be fine. I actually find these work so good on openers, like so good. It's actually kind of scary how good they are. Yeah, best bit of short in the game. It's got APS. You can put it in front of your pack if you're really scared of losing this to seed. And yeah, the APS works great too. It's just such a fantastic vehicle. I love it. I don't actually need this, and I don't really use it much. It's actually more for blowing up the enemy supply. I will link a video of me using this deck very well. And this is all I use this for, just to harass the enemy supply, just to keep blowing it up as soon as I could see it. Not going to do much damage with these things, even if you get a few of them, so just 120 points, keep harassing supply. Why not? Also, good for smoke, although the smoke is very slow to fire. The helmets. I love the helmet. It can actually do... oh, by the way, yeah, I forgot that I haven't actually got a CRAM in here, which I'm starting to... Yeah, you know what? This actually... Yeah, this is going to be clutch. Do this, guys. Yeah. Do this instead. 2 of these with the Hellfires, 1 of these, you are unstoppable. Absolutely unstoppable. Yeah, there we go. That's a much better yeah. Completely forgot about that. I can't believe it. This is also really good fun because you can put this in the back of a Chinook. So yeah, you can deploy this in the back line, or you can just drive it to the back line, you know, whatever. It's all good fun. You'll notice I did go for the Osprey here. You can actually use a Chinook if you wish, and it is a very sensible option, but I just like the speed of this. It's faster than, yeah, quite a lot of things, and it's very good. So yeah, I like the speed of the Osprey. You might have seen me, yeah, set up javelins in, in buildings, and it was all thanks to this guy being so goddamn quick. So yeah, unfortunately the Chinook is just not going to quite be squeezed into this deck. So let me put these missiles, rockets back on. By the way, if you mix the missile configuration, obviously it fires quicker, so that's why I've done that. 25 points over budget. Where did I mess up? Not this. These guys. Alright, okay. I will fix that in due course. Or actually, I can just do a quick fix like that. But now I'm overboard on my support budget. God damn it. Right, okay. We're back all over it. Sorry for that. Don't need to. Okay, cool. We're all over it. So yeah, there we go. We've put the CRAM in. The helmet can put in obviously lots of men. I don't actually need 3, in all fairness. 2 is fine. Obviously lots of troops on the battlefield. These are small squads, 6-man squads, so 6 times 4, 24. You can get 4 squads in here with supply at the same time at a mega rapid pace, which is huge. Very huge. A lot of time for the helmet. This helmet is just a cargo one if I need a big cheap cargo dump, which again in this deck I don't really ever feel the need to. You know what? Yeah, I could just do this. It's a good option. Bear in mind, I'm not sure. You do you, B. You do you. All of this is subjective, and if you guys change the deck up in any way, like, that's your choice. I don't mind. These are just good inspiration for you to use to hammer the enemy. Right. These are fun. These are funny. I like using them because they're just great. They rip apart infantry, and when they fire two at the same time, they rip apart vehicles as well. These are literally a lot of fun to use. They're very cheap. Obviously, put them a bit further back to keep them safe at 1600 meters. Keep them nice and far back, and they're just going to do a lot of damage for you. So yeah, a lot of time for these things. Not as weak as people think, but yeah, if you use them against anti-infantry and occasionally anti-vehicles, this is huge. Just an extra little cannon with a bit of speed. Just for when I do the big rushes with the Strykers, it can support them. That is literally it. I don't really use it for any other reason whatsoever. You're actually probably better putting the armor on. Yeah, just because you get the extra health points. Nah, but I can't even afford it. Okay. Bookers. Yeah, everyone knows what the Bookers is. I'm not going to hammer on about it. It's just an annoying autocannon that you can obviously use quite effectively. Actually decent front armor. But you do need these in a wolf pack. Always have 3 of them together. Can shoot down helicopters. If you manage to get one of these in the back line, you're going to devastate backline arty. And again, I did that very effectively in a game, and it was just fun. So yeah, very, very, very good vehicle. One of the most annoying vehicles in the game. You do have to use the active protection. Don't use this pathetic gun. This gun is a waste of space. Do not use it. Use this instead. Right. I'm getting through this pretty quickly. Usually I take a lot longer on these videos, but I feel like you guys, especially you regular viewers of the channel, pretty much know there's a bit of overlap with other decks, but you guys know what I'm going to talk about. I think with the infantry tab, the first thing I have to talk about is something that's going to be controversial. No delta, no ranges. Lima, are you crazy? No, I've actually thought this through. So, what is the best advantage of Delta Force? Insane CQB ability, the best in the game. Also, very good long-range anti-infantry. We've got some issues though. I do need the Stryker. Oh, okay. Actually, maybe I could. The problem is, right? We've got the combat engineers that can be delivered in the Stryker. I've got no vehicles that can deliver Delta Force close to the target. The Warpig will get hit. It doesn't have smoke either. This has smoke, so it's very good. So if you want to jump these boys out at close range to a building, this is the way to do it with one of these. Unfortunately, they're still pretty strong. They will basically kill most Russian squads. Definitely not the SSO, but most Russian CQB squads or most generic Russian squads will lose to this. That's for sure. And you're obviously saving yourself 30 points compared to Delta. So that's the rationale that I'm going behind. Also, these bazookas are actually pretty decent. They're pretty good against vehicles as well as infantry at long range. So that's another perk. Whereas Delta Force, if they get caught out, they have literally nothing against slightly armored vehicles, which is a massive, massive turn-off for me. This Fletcher does basically nothing against vehicles. It is pathetic. So yeah, that's the rationale. That's the rationale. The bazookas are literally the small D, which is obviously the HE variant. Still does a lot of damage to BMPs and, you know, the light spammy vehicles that Russia likes to use. And that really helps with general infantry operations, I find. So yeah, this is why I've gone for this. And again, no delta. Rangers, okay, they have these. They're more pathetic than the ones that the combat engineers have. They do have an extra one, but they're a lot more weaker. Like the 20 and the 2 damage is a huge difference. Same squad size though, so you could use them in the back of one of these. But yeah, I don't find it. It doesn't melt the butter. Yeah, it doesn't work as well for me. And when you think about long range, then yeah, you've got a fairly okay long range squad, but it's a bit pathetic, and the rules is not great, especially when you have this as an option. So yeah, this is a very, very, very attractive, good option. You absolutely should upgrade it. I used to be in the camp that cheaper and more is better, but no, you really should upgrade it. These things can actually almost take apart Terminators in the front armor. That's how good they are. You got to pair these up. To be honest, you should mix all of your, have combined arms going on. You should mix everything up because obviously here's the long-range javelin and the long-range machine guns that are basically heavy machine guns providing very good, accurate fire at long range that are also suppressed, which is a nice little bonus. These things are great. This is actually one of the best squads in the game. The longer upgraded javelin, so it has better range and the terminal guidance hits pretty well too. This is your anti-infantry and anti-helicopter weapon system. Mark 47s have airburst ammunition, which means that, you know how in the normal game, obviously Mark 19s, etc., they can miss? This basically, because of its airburst, it doesn't tend to miss. Now, the stats are all identical, but this just does really well. It's obviously also a 6-man squad with 8 armor, so it's a very, very tough squad. Well, compared to the Russian grenade launchers anyway, it's a very, very good squad. Again, you combine all these, you're having a great time. So we've got these javelins, supported by these javelins as well, which again are the improved 1500 as opposed to the 1300 meter range, can be fired on the move, which is really useful. You got smoke, you got APS. It's a pretty good vehicle. Pretty cheap as well. I really like it. If you're doing the backline rushes that I like to do, then this is the way forward. You could consider putting a 50 on it just because, yeah, if you're trying to shoot helicopters, then you need a 50. The Mark 19 cannot do it. Even though, like, in reality, of course it can. But, yeah, I like the Mark 19 just to help me with the infantry problem because they're going to be the ones shooting back at me at long range. So, yeah, that's why I go for that. Right, troopers, they are just in here just for an extra bit of javelins. They are the slightly more pathetic version and some AT4s. So yeah, that is literally they're just sort of filler units, a bit of line infantry that I can send in first to die. It's a bit harsh, but yeah. But 80 points, yeah, the argument is definitely that for 80 points, just use these guys. They've got a better bazooka anyway, but it's a cheap javelin, you know? Like, and there's only 20 points difference. Do I really need these guys? They are pathetic. I mean, yeah, now that I think about it, I really don't need the troopers. I could just, if I want suicide line infantry, I may as well just use these guys or these guys. Yeah. Food for thought. I'll bear it in mind. I might edit this deck. Hey, when you're building your deck, you do what you want. But another pro tip is that these little birds always upgrade them with the optics. Optronic system. Cool. Essentially, the reason you want to do that is because obviously you do get that little boost of visibility. It's almost double. It's pretty good. Same as a fighting Recon infantry squad. But essentially, once you've dropped off the sniper or whatever you want to drop off, you can just send this as a suicide unit to get some vision on what the enemy has. It's only 35 points. If you lose it, you don't really give a shit. So it is fine. Yeah, do that. Absolutely do that. Yeah, it's a pro tip. I wish I'd done it earlier because it works so well again. And if you spot some good targets, then you know what to do. Looking at you. Right. Okay. The Recon Infantry tab is very, very, very beautiful. Obviously, everyone knows the Sentinel. OP. Very OP. Needs to get nerfed. Beautiful. Again, big laser. So again, no shortage of lasers. Another vehicle that is absolutely beautiful and that I use all the time. And again, if you need this Bushmaster 2, which can obviously do damage to infantry vehicles and helicopters, yeah, you should pair these, obviously with the vision as well, you should pair these up with the shore rats that you're going to send. So yeah, it works super duper good. Javelin and Hellfire combination is pretty damn deadly. These are great, and what a really, really good tactic to use is put this on a tree line, fire, retreat, and the javelin's terminal guidance will obviously hit. So before the enemy can even shoot you, you've retreated. And obviously if they start firing 80 gems at you, you can smoke as well, and you've got APS. You're very, very survivable in this vehicle. Again, I don't think I've lost a single battle with this deck so far. And obviously it depends on your teammates, but when you have half-decent teammates and you play amazingly well with this deck, you're onto a winner. You're onto an absolute winner. Again, the lack of armor is disappointing, but it's really not a game changer. So, good optics here. If you want a cheaper version of this, you go for the Armored Knight. A really great vehicle, 60 points, cheaper than a sniper, I should mention by the way. Yeah. beautiful to use. So essentially, you'll see I've only got one sniper in the deck, and usually I'm a big fan of snipers. However, in this scenario, we don't really need it. We don't really need the sniper at all. We just need the sniper to get in deeper into enemy positions and to obviously provide laser guided on backline targets and vision on backline targets. If it's frontline vision that we need, these guys do the job very well. The scouts are actually pretty good as well. They're really not a weak squad as they should be. Yeah, they're absolutely fine actually. They do alright. Got decent vision, good fighting infantry, bit of AT4 support. Yeah, can't complain. For 60 points, they're pretty great. SDTs. So you noticed I had no stingers. Here's the stinger. Again, laser guiding troops. Very, very useful to have. What's beautiful about these is they're very, very perfect at squad support. So obviously they've got long range, 700, 700, 600 with decent damage. So again, if you just stick these slightly behind your fighting frontline infantry, like any of these guys, they're going to give you that extra bit of firepower. Again, it's another reason why I don't need Delta Force long range, because it's the same weapons, you just get more of them. So yeah, if you look at the weapons, they are identical as Delta Force. They're basically, think of the SDT or Pararescue as mini squads of Delta, because CQB, great, long range, great, and it's the same story with the SDT guys. They are same weapons, basically the same effect, or almost the same weapons. Very, very similar characteristic, just half the squad size and much cheaper. But also laser, also stealth, also enhanced optics. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'd take more SDTs over Delta. Not any day, but most days. It's still a decent squad. 8 armor, 30, 6 men. Yeah, still a pretty decent squad. You can actually get these guys into fairly deep positions. Yeah, and if you're doing flanky stuff like I love to do, then you've got your Stealth Hawk. You can drop the Stealth Hawk in first, followed by an Osprey, by the way, because obviously if you just put the Stingers, the STTs on this, and then deploy them, they're going to take care of Russian helicopters for you. And also you can take these guys too, so it's a win-win, win-win. RRC. I love the RRC, I really do. It is one of the best, most versatile, greatest things in the game. They're very good. Always run them on close quarters. Don't do standoff. It's terrible. The Moors isn't better than these. It gets more range, sure, but the CQB variant of this just really does a lot of damage. It's beautiful. It kind of almost fills the role of the engineers, apart from the shotgun really does help clear buildings. So yeah, in a forest, these are going to win against most infantry squads anyway. So yeah, fantastic team. Again, 84s upgraded. They're not your standard 84, they're your 84 on steroids. 600, 8.5, yeah. Oh yeah, 10 armor as well, which is really good. And there we go. Winner. Again, for backline rushes, you can consider these. I don't really use them much, but they seem like fun, so why not? 1,000 meter range is actually pretty... It's actually longer than you expect it to be. I think it's... Yeah, it's pretty much the same gun that you get on the Apache, is it? Is it? MT-30, where's the Apache? Of course I don't have an Apache in this, but I have this. MT-30, yeah, it's the same gun. Yeah, very good. And if you manage to flank these into the back of a vehicle, you're actually going to rip that vehicle apart pretty effectively. Like, pretty reliably too. So, 2 of these, you know, hounding vehicles will be very good. They're also very quick off-road, so bear that in mind. Stealth Hawk. Yeah, you got to have a Stealth Hawk. Otherwise, what's the point in Special Forces? Just deploy anything anywhere without being seen. Beautiful. I think there's some mentions that we can do. I mean, these drones, whatever. If you want another cheap Javelin, then you can use this, but I'd just say use these instead, because that thing is 90. Or this, in fact. It's even better, and it gets a smoke. Oh, so does that, yeah. You've got a lot of options, like, really, you do. I don't see any flaws with this deck. Okay, you have a lack of armor. But have Russian tanks really been a threat? Like, have they? Especially with the abundance of javelins, hellfires that you have in this deck. And the bombs. Don't forget the bombs. This is the best part of the deck. Again, yeah, I did mention, right, that these hellfires, you only need 2 of them because, firstly, you can have 6 of them with all these helicopters. They can only fire so quickly anyway, so the chances, you know, if there's a Panzer or a NASA waiting, this will be toast. This will get shot down before you even get to fire all 4 missiles. So yeah, just stick to the guns. Plus, these can actually rip apart helicopters in backline sneaky adventures. If you do want to run them as super cheap helis, then yeah, do that. It's so good. It's so good. Put them on the enemy's heli spawn. They're going to have an absolute field day. But yeah, I like my Hellfires. Of course I do. Yeah, is Russian armor a problem? No. And that's the truth of it. The Armata, if you see an Armata, you are absolutely going to try your hardest to use one of these on it. It's sort of, there's not really, it just feels like there's nothing Russia can do against this deck, no matter how hard they try, no matter how much AA they put up, because again, you've got the seed cover and you've got the stealth. So Russian AA really struggles against stealth planes. It just does. You've got the amazing infantry, you've got these little wolf pack annoying vehicles, you've got the helicopters. Yeah, these helicopters are absolutely fine. Yeah, they're not like, you know, they're not Apaches, they're not the Guardian, but they do the job really well. They really, really do. I am so happy with this deck. I've been using it for a while. It's just great. I suppose, yeah, the other argument, if you need like a line infantry, then just get rid of this. But I feel like this just has still better usage than, again, either the Rangers or the Delta Force. Because again, if you just put this squad on its own, it can do short range and long range javelin damage. None of these squads should be ever on their own, but I'm going to stick to my troopers. I got a lot of time for them. I got a lot of respect for them as well. They just, I don't know, I just wish if their armor wasn't 6, which I think it should be, because otherwise this would be OP. Yeah, it used to be, I was pretty sure it used to be 2 AT4s and 2 javelins. They've bumped it, they've buffed it to 3. That's absolutely fine. Yeah. You could use other vehicles, but nah, the vehicle selection is absolutely fine. And ultimately, again, if you need something, you just bring your Hemet. Again, instead of that supply truck that I had, which obviously I've got rid of this. By the way, don't use HIMARS spam. You can, but it's boring. And you just don't need to in this deck. You just really don't. If you need supply, you bring in this full of infantry as always. Fill the supply, which you'll still get with this full of infantry. By the way, you can get 4 6-man squads and a sniper team at the same time. So fill it with infantry, you'll still have about 5,000 supply, and drop the 5,000 supply off for your pack or whatever that needs to rearm, and you're still fine. You really are. It is a bit expensive. I wouldn't put this too close to the front line. 75 points is kind of a lot, but yeah, for the amount of squads it can bring in, it's absolutely worth it. It pays for itself. So yeah, use that. Anyway, like I was saying, this is just a fantastic, wonderful, beautiful deck that, you know, if you, I don't think playing as America is hard these days, but if you want like the easiest, simplest, bombiest flank of them all, then go for it. Use this deck. Use my knowledge, I beg you, Anakin. Yeah. I mean, again, the only drawback of a lack of tank is just negated by the overabundance of javelins and hellfires that you've got. So there you go. Anyway, pro tip from Lima, use my deck. If you want to never lose, use this. Again, the previous deck also went down tree. I will save it. The previous deck was this one. These are all pretty good, but yeah, this one works great too. I do miss the Marine Raiders CQC, but otherwise it has everything that you need. Cool. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe. By the way, 75% of you don't subscribe. Please do subscribe if you're watching. I hope you enjoyed the video anyway, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching the video to the end. I really appreciate your help. If you want to support the channel, because I don't actually make that much off YouTube, then Patreon is the place for you, so feel free to check it out. The link is in the description below. Cheers.